And with that, welcome to Kerbal Space Program. I am the Shoe, and in this episode, this series, we're going to be astronauts. We get to be an astronaut, and we're traveling from, as you can see here, there, Kerbin is the Earth, and the thing that's pointing that way, coming right over that astronaut, is the Mun. It's not the moon, it's the Mun. But yeah, so we're going to be flying basically in space. It's a very cool game. You can really get into the science of this game, but I like to just play for fun. Just throw things together and see what we can do. I'm not going to start a brand new game because you can, I've been playing for 4 hours, and it takes, the first mission, I might actually just show like a little test mission too. Like the first mission takes it takes a little bit of time to get off, because what you need to do is you need to do research, and you just basically start here. And you can unlock these, then you can unlock these, and it's basically a tech tree. So I've not even went that far. I've only went, this far really. So I'm gonna try to make it to the moon, and let's see what happens. So here is your space program. Now again, this is very early game, so it's not very, developed yet. I do have a little bit of money, and I do have reputation, so your contracts give you reputation, successful missions give you reputation, and I think I have only one mission. Yes, explore the Mun. I need to fly by the Mun, which means today is the lucky day. Simply head to the Mun and pass it. Easy as pie, no risk at all. Now sign this waiver. Number 2, gather scientific data. Sometimes science throws a curveball, and we need to ask the hard questions. And by we mean you. Head to the Mun. And the third thing to complete this contract is return to Kerbin from a flyby of the Mun. It would be somewhat of a disconcern if all of our if all of our missions to the Mun were one-way trips. Bring back 1 to Kerbin. So, this is a really cool game. All of these buildings are upgradable. So we have a space plane hangar and a runway, so you can actually create planes to go around the Mun, or around Kerbin. This is Kerbin, Earth. This is Kerbin. And our little astronauts are Kerbals. So I have 3 Kerbals. Let's just not look at this number 1 here. I like to play on hardcore, or it's not really a hardcore mode, but I like to play where if a mission fails, well, it fails. So I have 3 astronauts. I have Jebediah Kerbin, he's our pilot. Bill Kerbin, he's an engineer. And Bob Kerbin, he is a scientist. Now, before I started YouTube, I had this game, and I played for a little bit. I think I have like 30 hours logged. And the one thing that I wanted to do was, go to the Mun and back. So I've already orbited the Earth. I've already gone to the Mun and almost came back. I've almost done it once. But as you can see here, Miss Valentina Kerbin, RIP, she was, she did make it back to Kerbin. She didn't make the entrance back to the Earth. She crash landed. Yeah. So we need to make sure we land back on Kerbin. But yeah, I made it all the way to the Mun, came all the way back, and as I was trying to land, I hit a mountain. I wasn't ready for that. So we're going to avoid mountains in this playthrough. So yeah, here's all the other applicants, and it'll take 77,700 Kerbin bucks to purchase. I have just shy of a 500,000. Up here, this is my science. This is how much research points I have, and this is my reputation. So it is going up, even though I had, an oops, but it is going up. Let's warp to the morning so you can see what's going on. There we go. So it's a nice little facility that you get to start out with. But we have our research and development, so that is our tech tree. To research, like, for instance, this piece, general construction, it unlocks all these guys, and it'll take 45 science to do it. And I have 8.5, so not quite enough. I need 45 for that, 45, 45, so yeah. And then it looks like the next line is 90, so the next ones are probably 180, and so on and so forth. Over here we have the administrative building. Kind of helps you if you are struggling in certain aspects, but it costs, setup points, and I don't even know if I have any setup points, but I'm not really worried about that. Or there was a setup cost, it actually took money for that one. So we got the spaceplane hangar. That's where all my airplanes can come and go, if I make an airplane, but even my runway is, this runway it's fully operational, but it's broken. It's not really a good runway. I think it's like a gravel runway. We have our mission control. This is where we can get all of our missions. The only one I have active, it's a 3-star mission, which is of high importance, is explore the Mun. Basically, in the grand scheme of things, we know little about the Mun. Let's see if we can explore it a little bit. I'll get a lot of prestige. I accepted it over an hour ago. Today is your lucky day. Simply pass by the Mun. Easy as pie. Now sign this waiver. Oh, I already read all that. Okay, so the rewards for doing it, I actually got $78,000 ahead of time. And if I do complete it, I get 150,000. So cool. We showed you the astronauts. Let's see here. And you can upgrade. You just have to upgrade. So like this is a facility level 1. To upgrade, you just gotta have the right amount of money. To upgrade, this is 112,500. And I can have 12 active Kerbals. My Kerbals can form EVAs. That means I can get out of the spacecraft, and they can place flags. We'll do it. Ooh. Okay, cool. So I can now place flags. I like that. The next one is 423,000 to go to level 2. So, oh, they get crazy expensive, don't they? And I already upgraded my, here are all the ships that I have, but, that I've already created. Back out. There you go. So here's the launch pad, way over here, and the vehicle assembly bay. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Now, to show you kind of like where I have begun, I think, yeah, this was my first ever, my very first rocket. There you go. That's it. That's all I had. And this is, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and launch it just to show you what happens. All right. So here we are. We are on our little upgraded launch pad, and this was the first ever rocket I built. Now, granted, these are the very basic parts because what they want you to do is obviously get science, which are able to do with these little capsules. So all you gotta do is right-click on them and observe the mystery goo. Obviously, oh, actually, there's a little bit of science here. Let's go ahead and keep it. So I'll go ahead and keep this little mystery science. But I got 3 more. I cannot reset them. If I do have a scientist as my pilot, who my pilot is Jebediah Kerman, but if I did have a scientist, I would be able to reset these. But since I don't, well, that's that. So obviously this is a very simple structure. And I think the first mission I ever had was basically test a rocket, which was basically just fire something off of the launch pad. Here's the nav ball. As you can see, we are pointed directly up, directly perpendicular from Kerbal, and that's going to be something that you're going to need to know basically while you're in flight. And then you can obviously see the degrees of the nav ball. This is the throttle, so I can raise and lower the throttle here, and I can also max it. Oh, that's not max. There's max. And just kill the throttle at any time as well. Go ahead and lower it back to 50% here. G-forces, obviously you don't want to have too many G's, otherwise that's, bad. And over here is a really important part. You have your staging. So it goes in reverse order. Well, reversed for what you would think. You think it would go like up to down, but it really goes down to up. So the first stage will be lighting the rocket. Second stage is expanding the parachute, which is this guy. So without further ado, let's show you how this works. We'll go ahead and there's the sun. We'll go ahead and just let's look that way. All right, 1, 2, 3, go. And obviously I can control it somewhat. We are going really quick. See, I'm already out of fuel. I can control it as long as aerodynamics allow me to, but we seem to have a little bit of thrust going up. If you saw for a second our parachute had turned red, that means don't deploy it. It's not going to work. This is how fast I am moving compared to the surface. So right now I am no longer going up, I am going down. As you can see, the atmosphere in Kerbal is 75,000 meters. So, or 70,000, not 75. 70,000 meters, and you are then out of the atmosphere. So I'm going to go ahead and deploy the parachute. Even though it's not technically deployed, I have staged it. I have it to where at 2,000 meters it will deploy it, and at 1,000 meters it will expand it. So we are still going down at 220 meters per second. There goes our parachute, and now it starts to expand, and pulled some wicked G's, but there you go. And that's all it is. You do have to be careful. Does it say on here? No, maybe it says on this one. It does not. I think it says it back over in the when we build it. But the these parts can only withstand so much force. So as you see, I'm dropping at 6.5 meters per second. I think these all can go at 8 meters per second. So there we go. We have landed back at our space station. So that's cool. Then we just come up here, recover vessel, and there we go. We completed a mission. That easy. So, I mean, you'd say, that easy, but sometimes it gets a little tricky. So I entered a little bit of science. I'm now up to 9.1. We got some money back from recovering our parts and pieces. And no XP because, I mean, it really wasn't a huge mission. So here's the tracking station. So here is Kerbal. Lovely Kerbal. There's the sun. So we have Kerbal here. Now, this white line that borders, that would be the Mun. So the moon travels around Kerbin. Now this purple line, well, that would be this guy, Minmus. Minmus also travels around Kerbin. So Kerbin actually has two, technically, moons, the Mun and Minmus. But now here's the cool part. If you keep backing out and keep backing out and keep backing out, we now have this green line. This green line is Kerbin going around the sun. But then there's also other planets. As we keep zooming out, we are now in the solar system. So that is the entire solar system of Kerbin here. You have, and this is like real time. This is where they are right now. And so I can go over here to Eve here and see if there's any moons over here. Oh, looks like there's one. We got Gilly. Good old little Gilly here. And so that looks like a rock. That just looks like a rock. But that's technically a moon of Eve, the purple planet. Ooh, that's a pretty purple. We might have to go there one day. So you have Eve, keep zooming out. There's Moho, and that's Kerbin. We have Duna, kind of like Mars. We have Drez. Yeah, sure. We got Drez, and not all of them rotate evenly either. Some of them are a little honky-dory here. We have Jewel and we have Elo. But one planet that I want to show you is Jewel over here, who is a long way away. Only 65 billion meters away. But if I zoom in to Jewel over here, look at all those moons. I mean, they're just moons upon moons around Jewel. Ooh, that looks like mini Earth. And there's Jewel itself. So, I don't know. Definitely a lot of stuff to do in this game. So let's go back to our Kerbin. Coming in. And we'll go ahead and leave the facility here. Ooh. For a moment there we were submerged. But all is well back here at Kerbin. So our mission is going to be to build something to go to the moon, land, the moon, land, lift off again, and come back to Kerbin and land again. That's going to be the mission here. So, the one that failed, I'll go ahead and show you what that was. I think it was you. Bam! This, can I zoom out? There we go. There's a lot of wicked controls in this game. But, so this is what took me to the Mun and then got me back. But I did not land, so it was a failed mission, unfortunately. So we'll go ahead and scrap everything and just start brand new. We're going to call this spacecraft, maybe. Or maybe I have to start before I can rename it. Anyway, we're going to need a command module. Bam. Now, can I name it? Yes. Okay, so this will be the one that worked. Okay. So this is the one that worked. Put that back. So we're gonna need the capsule. We're going to need we're gonna need a parachute. Bam! There we go. Oh wait, we need an engine. Let's go ahead and there we go. That'll get us somewhere. There we go. We're done. Oh, we're all done. Wipe it off. Done. Send it out. You're fine. Oh, parachute's on the first stage. This little engineer checklist will definitely help us on saying, what's wrong with stuff. Parachutes on the engine stage. That's a little bit of an issue. So we'll go ahead and put that away. So, like I said, you can really dive into the science on this, and you can definitely look into, having every ounce of fuel, work with it. And I mean, obviously your fuel makes you heavier, so if you have more fuel, you're going to need more propulsion. You'll need more oomph to get up in the sky. But I like to go with, more rockets. More rockets do more things. So, let's see here. What shall we do? Actually, this episode's been running a little bit long, so we're going to go ahead and end this episode here. On the next episode, we will build our rocket, and actually, should we really call it a rocket? Let's call it a spacecraft. It's not a rocket. Rockets go boom. I don't want to go boom. So we're building a spacecraft, and we're going to go to the Mun, land, plant a flag, get back in, lift off, come back, and land safely. That is the ticket, to land safely. So thank you for watching. This was kind of like a tutorial episode. So episode 2, when it comes out, we will build, and I'm going to try to get it to launch in that episode 2. And it's going to be fun. We got $250,000, as you see down here. We got $250,000 to use, and who knows, we might be using a nice chunk of it. I don't know. So thanks for watching, and catch you in the next episode.